Hello everyone and welcome to my balcony garden. In today's video we're going to look at how to care for pansies and violas. These are two beautiful, cool season, herbaceous flowering plants. There are some differences between the two plants, but their care is exactly the same. So we're going to look at how to buy them, then how to care for them when they're grown inside as temporary houseplants, also grown outside in mixed borders or containers. We're going to look at pruning, planting and fertilizing. So let's get started. So let's start with buying. So when we are buying our pansies or violas, look for healthy plants that have a really good root system. These plants have absolutely beautiful, fine, really bright white roots. And if you tip the pot over, you'll sometimes see them sort of just creeping out. So if they're that gorgeous white color, and if they're already coming out of the pot, that's a good sign. It shows that the plant has a really good root system and a nice healthy one, but also that it's ready to be potted on. Look for plenty of buds that haven't opened yet, and also no signs of pests or diseases. So once we brought our plants home and we're looking to grow them inside as temporary houseplants, place them on a really bright windowsill or in a really bright part of your home. They can receive full sun in spring because the heat of the sun isn't so intense, so something like a south-facing window is perfect. In terms of temperatures, as I mentioned before, violas and pansies are cool season plants. So they prefer cooler temperatures, they're going to grow better in these cooler temperatures, and the flowers are also going to last longer. Ideal temperatures indoors are something like maybe 17 to 21 degrees Celsius. They love moist but not saturated soil, so water maybe twice a week, depending on how warm your home is and also depending on the size of the pot that it's in. Basically, the smaller the pot, the quicker it's going to dry out. You can just stick your finger in the top of the soil, and if you start to feel that it's dry, just give it a little water. Violas and pansies droop. When they're not getting enough water, the flowers are like, they're hanging and they're all sad. So they're going to tell you as well when they need to be watered. When the plants are grown outside in your growing space, in spring, place them in a sunny position. They love full sun. When it comes to summer, however, try and move them into a shadier or a cooler area. They don't like being blasted by the sun's rays, and the flowers are going to wilt. Also try and avoid any frost pockets. Watering is the same. Make sure that the soil remains nice and moist, but never saturated and never sitting in water. So let's look at planting now. So one of the reasons that violas and pansies are so popular, other than obviously they're absolutely beautiful and they're tough and they're edible, is that they are so versatile. So you can plant them into hanging baskets, mixed containers, mixed borders, woodland areas. I love to plant my violas and pansies in spring flowering containers. So when we're planting them either into a container or the open soil, first prepare the area where they're going to be planted. Use a good multi-purpose compost. You can even add in a bit of organic matter, as they love a humus-rich, slightly acidic soil. So just gently take them out of their pot. Have a look at the roots. If they are slightly pot-bound, just loosen them very gently with your hands. Make a hole for the plant. Pop it in, backfill with soil, firm down, and then don't forget to give them a nice big water. So once our plants have been growing happily in their spot, you can prune them. And when I say prune, I mean actually pinch back or deadhead the old flowers. It's not pruning in the kind of normal sense, like cutting back hard. But when you do deadhead the old flowers, it's going to revive the plant and it's going to encourage new blooms. You can also let your flowers go to seed, which I did unintentionally last year, and then I was showered with these tiny seeds that the violas and pansies produce. They were all over my balcony, and I had all these little violas popping up everywhere in the same season, and some of them even had tiny little flowers, and they were absolutely gorgeous. So if you do let them go to seed, just be aware they're going to be popping up everywhere. You might have to weed if you don't want them in your growing space. And lastly, when it comes to fertilizing, you can do it at the beginning of the growing season. Use a slow release fertilizer. Then into the growing season, maybe once a month, every 6 weeks, you can use a good quality bedding mix liquid fertilizer. That's going to provide them with all the nutrients that they need and help them to flower longer. So that was how to care for pansies and violas. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, support the channel by subscribing. I'm going to be planting these babies out into some of those pots there. I've got some larger pots on my balcony filled with spring flowering bulbs that are starting to emerge, so I really need to get a move on and plant these out. Hope you're all staying safe and well. I send you all my good wishes, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.